Hi there, all you YouTubers. If you're passing by Hua Hin and you want to see some very cool motorbikes and scooters, please come into SKOOTZ.
Why, hello there guys, and welcome to one of the funnest episodes of Getting to Know Thailand one beer at a time with me, your crazy kooky host. Yes, it is Thailand's tipsiest tour guide. Today guys, I am at one of the coolest spots in all of Hua Hin. Actually, you know what, scratch that. I'm in the coolest spot in all of Thailand. Today I'm at SKOOTZ Motorbike Rental here in Hua Hin guys, and I'm going to tell you something. This place is awesome if you're a bike lover like I am. The owner, Chris, has assembled one of the most incredible collections of bikes that are available for rent here in Hua Hin and actually again in all of Thailand. He will even ship these bikes to other countries for you so that you can enjoy an incredibly well-maintained, beautiful bike anywhere here in Southeast Asia. Guys, I'm going to tell you something. You owe it to yourself, if you're in Hua Hin, to come down to SKOOTZ Motorbikes. Even if you own a bike yourself, I promise you, by the time you leave, you're going to have one or two bikes picked out that you're going to come back and rent throughout the week, throughout the month, because some of them are just so awesome. Let me show you around the incredible selection that he has. Let's talk to the owner and find out what his favorite bike is, find out about some of the other bikes on the lot, and just guys, I'm going to tell you something again. I'm so excited about this video because again, as a bike lover, this is paradise for me. It truly is. As you can tell, I'm pretty hopped up on this one. I'm a little tipsy, I will admit, which I will address at the end of the video. But for now, guys, let me show you the absolute cool here at SKOOTZ. I'm not quite sure what started my fascination with sidecars, but I will tell you this much. I think they are so cool, it's crazy. I can remember being in Shanghai about 15 years ago, and I saw this incredibly beautiful girl riding on this. It was a replica of a World War II bike with a sidecar. It was military green, and it had all the kitting to it, and it just looked so cool. It reminded me a lot of the Enfield, and I'm going to tell you something. I'm taking this Enfield out. I'm going to have a blast on this thing, and hopefully in the future I will release some videos about my time with this classic Enfield sidecar bike, guys. I'm going to tell you something. I'm so excited about SKOOTZ. This to me, again, this is heaven. This is what I love about Thailand, because there's so many crazy places here and unique spots like this one here where you can get the most amazing bikes. So of all of the bikes with the sidecar, this is the most popular one here?
This is popular for people that know about sidecars. And it's a manual bike, so the more experienced people will go for this one. You just have it fitted with this roof, this retractable roof, to make it a little bit more comfortable for the passengers. This size of bike would be more liable to go touring. We'll take this for a month. This one's been down to Koh Samui, it's been up at Chiang Mai, it's been everywhere.
And this is a Royal Enfield?
The Royal Enfield Classic 350. Built like a gun.
Now also, I'm going to tell you something. If you've never driven a bike with a sidecar attached to it, it is a completely different animal, and it is nothing like riding a bike freestyle, okay? Because on a bike, typically you're leaning into corners and stuff, where on a bike with a sidecar, you're actually turning into it, which is honestly, I know that sounds foolish to say, but it is a completely different experience. And each bike with a sidecar has a different ride, a different suspension, and you know, there's some that are much easier to ride than others, and then there's ones that are very complicated, and they can be downright crazy to drive. So let's get into that a little tiny bit.
Okay, this is our old girl. We've had this for 5 years. This is probably our most favourite sidecar for going touring. Luxury sidecar fitted onto a Honda Forza 300cc. This sidecar has got independent suspension. So the passenger is just like sitting on a bed, like sitting on your couch, sofa, watching Netflix. It's just beautiful.
Now, one thing I really appreciate and want to point out to you guys is just how far these guys go to maintain these bikes. I'm absolutely amazed at the job that Chris and his team are doing. Not only that, there's certain things about these bikes that most places just do not offer. I can tell you this much, down in Phuket, it's next to impossible to rent a bike with a storage box on it. Every single bike here, even the bikes with the sidecars, have storage boxes on them, which I think is absolutely amazing because it just gives you that extra, well, the extra capacity to take things with you on an excursion, on a day to the beach, etc., etc. I think these bikes are so well maintained. I've been here watching them, detailing them. They're going over everything, checking them before they go out to the public. It's a pretty impressive system and setup that they have here. Now, as someone who just finished a 2,800 kilometer tour around Thailand, I can tell you this much. There were times that I wish I had a bigger bike than my NMAX. Something like this Enfield would have been ideal. And as it turns out, I can actually rent one here and return it from any place around Southeast Asia back to Hua Hin. Let's find out about that, because I think that's an incredible service that would come in extremely handy, especially for someone like myself who wants to be able to explore the entire country but might not necessarily want to leave if I found paradise. Okay, so you actually prepare bikes to take to different countries, like this Enfield here, correct?
That's correct. This Enfield is going next month to Laos for a month.
And what does it cost someone to rent this to take to Laos for a month?
Depends on, we come to an agreement.
Okay,
Normally it's 450 baht per day on a day rate, but if they want it longer, obviously it's going to be cheaper. So we come to an agreement, what they're happy to pay with, what I'm happy to accept.
Awesome. Now, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love my NMAX, but I fully understand that for a lot of people, it would be a very intimidating bike. I know that the Harley riders are going to laugh about that statement, but if you're a novice coming to Thailand for the first time and you're not used to riding bikes, the NMAX is probably a little bit too big for you. So let's find out what the ideal bike is for a novice rider, someone who may be intimidated, maybe a little bit, leery about hopping on a bike and hitting the streets of Thailand. Because again, I'm going to tell you something, it can be scary. It really can. So if you're new to bikes and you're really not confident on a bike, what's a good bike to rent?
I would say this, just twist and go. We get a lot of tourists coming in here. Maybe not kind of too comfortable on a bike, or haven't been on a bike for a long time. They love it. They'll just twist and go, no gears to worry about. No popping about, just go. And then, if they are more confident, then they'll choose the bigger one, the PCX, or the ADVs, or the Honda Clicks. Something with a bit more power.
Now this right here, this holds a special place in my heart because my very first motorbike was a Honda 50, which is essentially the Honda Monkey. And I want to tell you something, I love these Honda Monkeys so much that when I do finally figure out where I'm going to be living full time, I'm getting one of these just to cruise around on. And I'm pretty certain that Chris will agree with me on this, that these are just about the funnest. This is the best time you can have on two wheels, guys. I'm going to tell you something. They really are. These Honda Monkeys are they're insane. Let's find out from Chris what his favorite bike is here, because this is definitely my favorite bike. So what I'm really curious about is, what is your favorite bike to drive?
Sitting on it. I love this little thing. You just seem so in control. You're just part of it. It's a lovely little bike to drive.
And this is the Honda Monkey, correct?
Honda Monkey, yeah.
And these are a 125cc?
125 manual gearbox. So you have to kind of get used to the manual gearbox. But once you get used to the gearbox, it's fantastic.
So there we go, guys. Listen, if you are lucky enough to be here in Hua Hin, you definitely have to come down to SKOOTZ and check these incredible bikes out. As a matter of fact, just come down and spend the afternoon talking to Chris. He's such a character. He will entertain you, and I promise you, you will have the greatest time. And I guarantee you, before you leave, you will pick one of these to come back and rent. I'm going to tell you something. They are so awesome. Now, guys, live your best life. As you know, that's all I want for you because, again, in the end, you only have one. And the best way to protect your life, guys, is always, please don't ever drink and drive. Listen to the doctor. Yes, I know I am Thailand's tipsiest tour guide, but today, I'm knocking back my cold ones, and I'm going to have Chris or one of his assistants drive me home in this. Till next time, guys, keep the beers cold, keep them coming, and cheers.